What is going on, YouTube? It is another freezing day over here in North Carolina, but gotta do what you gotta do to keep the videos going. But anyway, today, CD Sounds sent me some of their MESO 6.5 three-way component speakers. These things look really, really cool. A little different than anything I've ever done on the channel, so let's check them out. Basshead Kitty is toughing it out with me up here in the cold workshop. Aren't you? Aren't you? Yes, he is. He's a real trooper. But anyway, let's check these things out. First off, they come in a super cool looking box. Of course, 6.5, 250 watt RMS, 4 ohms. Here are all the specs, just in case you were wondering. Not gonna go over them all, but you can of course pause it and take a look, should you want to know. We get our CD Sounds silver decal. We get the user manual. Take a look at this awesome little setup. This is just wild. Definitely the coolest speaker setup I have had. Okay, so we get the 6.5-inch woofers. Super, super nice. We get this 3.5-inch little mid speakers. These things are so clean, guys. That is beautiful. And then we get the little, I think these are silk dome tweeters. Should you need, we of course have covers for the speakers. And then they send these big old crossovers. These things are really cool. Look at what all they got going on inside there. So for anybody who does not know, this will make sure that only the right frequencies go to each driver. This is just great. It'll keep your stuff safer, make it last longer, and make sure it sounds better. We also, looks like we have some, I guess, gaskets for these fellas. And they send a ton of wire. So this is awesome. Oh, also we got screws on screws on screws. So that is perfect. Guys, so we're gonna be hooking this up in my garage. This will be my garage setup. Means it'll be super easy to hook up and we'll be able to, you know, test it and all that stuff. Cannot wait to do this. A little messy over here, but this is my kind of test bench for this sort of thing. I basically have a car audio setup, ran off a car audio battery and a tar amps power supply over here. So this gives me a 12-volt system, just like it would be in your car. This is really great. It allows me to test out speakers, amps, and whatnot really, really easily. So yeah, this is 6.5-inch speakers here. And I think we'll be able to put the 3.5-inch speakers in here and then also mount the tweeters. So we'll have the whole system over here. It'll look really cool and clean. And then we also can maybe mount an amp or something like that as well to really push these things. Since they are 250 watts, that's pretty loud. So super excited for this build we're going to be doing in the garage. Okay, I went ahead and mounted this Tar Amps DS 800X4. Now it says 800X4, but it's really 200 times 4. So that will be plenty for running the speakers. Of course, we'll only be using 2 channels, but that'll give me 2 extra channels if I wanted to hook up some other speakers. So we're going to mount the speakers in here. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to probably take this guy, move it down to here, and then I can mount each one of my crossovers here and here. And then I should be able to hook everything up in a really, really neat manner. Okay, crossovers are mounted. I think that'll look pretty good. Well, I could just go ahead and run these speaker wires to the inputs for now, so I could test it out. I may need that before I hook up the amp. Not exactly sure. Okay, we've got everything about good to go. This was the most space I had to mount tweeters, so we put the 2 little tweeters there. That should do well. Got my connections back here. So, of course, the kit comes with all the wires. So we have wires for the tweeters, 3.5-inch mids, and then wires that don't have a little thingy on them for the 6.5-inch mids, because what's really cool about these is they have little terminals on them. So I'm not going to reuse this, but I drilled little holes because we got to run 3 separate wires through each of these holes. Now I guess technically we could have mounted the crossover inside here, wired it up, and then ran it directly to this if we wanted to. Maybe I'll do that in the future, but for now, I would like us to be able to see the crossover outside the box. Okay, we've got this side done, and I've got each of my wires labeled. Okay, we got this thing done, and I gotta say, guys, it looks really, really awesome. Let's get this guy hooked up. All right, we got this guy all wired up in here. Not fully cleaned up yet, but let's go ahead and test it. I've got it ran off the leads just coming from my head unit, so nothing crazy, but yeah, let's test it out, see if it works. Sounds so good, and we're just ran off the stock head unit over here, so when I get this hooked up to this amp, it should be really, really good. Okay, guys, I am beyond happy with this new setup. Just what the workshop needed. Y'all, I gotta say, if you want an awesome three-way setup, this is the way to go. These things are great. They sound so good. Just the processing with the crossovers is awesome, guys. It really sounds crisp and clear. So happy with this, guys. So excited. I don't got much else to say but that. Hopefully the smile on my face is all the convincing that you need, but these things are awesome. They are taking the power from this amp like a champ. Now, for anybody wondering, I do have a high-pass filter on the head unit, so we're not straight up pushing the low bass to the speakers. That can damage your more mid-bass and regular speakers, so we are blocking that, of course. Quick, I'll show you the amp. I do have it set on full range, so of course the signal going from the head unit to the amp is blocked a little bit, but no blocking going on within the amp itself. Of course, there's all my connections. Now, I know this is not the neatest wiring job ever, and I'm always changing stuff up here, so I do like to leave a little bit extras so I can move stuff around, but I think it sounds pretty good. And Ox, the basshead kitty, thinks it sounds pretty good. Don't you, buddy? Don't you? Yes, he says it sounds excellent. So we got 2 happy people. Well, guys, that is going to do it. Should you want to check out this system, will be an affiliate link down in the description below. Thank you guys so much. Anyway, guys, that's going to do it. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. But remember, as always, keep basing on.